Okay, guys, it's UFC fight night, Winnipeg, and let me get the mic here before the audio goes horrible. Um, Not the strongest card. A lot of people are hating on. I don't think it's the worst card of the entire year. It is gonna be quick predictions, yeah, there are a couple of guys that are like, right, but I don't think it's the worst. I'm gonna still watch all the fights. I'm still watch every single fight, regardless. So I'm not trying to be a hardcore, but I'm still gonna watch the fights because they're fights, and something crazy might happen. All these trash cards, like Moicano versus Duncan, people said was like horrible Apex card, and then it like was pretty good. So you never know what could happen. Looks wise, yeah, maybe it's not the strongest card, but we're all still gonna watch probably, right? Anyway, let's get a couple predictions out of the way, dude. We're gonna do this a little quick. Definitely these early ones we're gonna get done quick. And someone's texting me. All right. Jamie Siraj versus John Giannis. I'm gonna go with Jamie Siraj, man. This guy, he actually trains close to where I live. Honestly, I've never met him, but he trains close to where I live. He had some crazy skin disease or some kind of illness, and his like craziness happened to his body, but he's all better now, man. He looks good. He's had a couple fights since then and has won. And so I'm gonna go with Jamie Siraj, with my fingers crossed. John Castanedas versus Mark Volgren. Now I'm gonna pick Mark Volgren, but I'm scared because yeah, he put on that banger fight, which Martinetti's fighting, I think, next week. Next week? What is next week? Yeah, Sterling's out. He's fighting next week against Davy Grant. But although Mark had a great fight there, he took a lot of damage, man. And I'm scared that it may have just tricked me into thinking he's just a guy that can eat these shots. He's just a guy who can take damage, right? He's just a brick wall, but he can't. But he was also throwing shots still and hitting Martinetti. So I'm gonna still go with Mark Volgren to win. I don't know much about John Castanedas, to be honest, so I didn't do much looking into these fights, guys. I'm sorry, but I don't know much about John, so I'm gonna go with Mark. But I'm scared that I'm just going with Mark because of that banger fight. But even though he was just kind of brick walled in that fight, you know what I mean? JJ Aldrich versus Jamie Lynn Horth. I'm gonna go with Jamie Lynn Horth, man. She came off a good knockout in her last fight. 9-2. That's a pretty good looking record for women. And yeah, she's getting her rank shot. I'm gonna go with her winning. She also lives like a couple hours away from where I am, or trains there, so that's kind of sick. But yeah, we're gonna go with Jamie Lynn Horth coming off a good knockout win, man. Melissa Croden versus Dynaria. I'm going Melissa Croden, man. I picked her to win in Vancouver, and she delivered, man. And that was a banger fight. Not a banger fight. That was a great performance from her. I'm scared because she also obviously fought Luna Santos since, and got taken down and held down. So hopefully she doesn't get taken down, and if she does, she can get back up because she could not get up last time. But I'm gonna go with Melissa Croden to win this one, man. I'm happy I got to see her live in Vancouver, and yeah, she's honestly pretty good. She's a pretty good striker, but as long as we can stay off the ground. Tanner Boser versus Gokhan Sarkiam. Tanner Boser was in the UFC, coming back now. 22-10, while Gokhan is 11-2. I really want to go with the Canadian here, man, but I think I'm going to go with Gokhan Sarkiam to win. I honestly haven't watched either of these guys fight, man, so I'm going to just go off a whim. I'd love all the Canadians to win, dude, but off of what I've been hearing off other people, they're going with Gokhan, saying Tanner's not going to win. So I'm going to go with Gokhan to win this fight, man. Julian LeBlanc versus Robert Valentin. Bro. Valentin's 0-3 in the UFC. And every single prediction video I've watched this week literally is going with Valentin. They're saying Julian LeBlanc's that bad. They're literally saying he's that bad. Valentin lost to Gauthier, which is fair. Lost to Finney, but honestly, Finney was just holding him down, but then lost to Ryan Loder, and that one's like one that's like, bro, really? You lost to Ryan Loder? And you also lost to Torres Finney, bro, like you couldn't get up from his takedowns. So, not a great look, man, from what I've seen from Valentin. But then everyone's saying Julian LeBlanc is that bad. And listen, I might be the smartest guy in the world when Julian LeBlanc wins, because I'm going to pick Julian LeBlanc, man. I'm going to pick Julian LeBlanc to win. I have not seen a single one of his fights. I haven't seen his 10 wins. I haven't seen his 2 losses. But YOLO, we're going with Julian LeBlanc, man. I might be absolutely cooked on that pick. Dennis Buzucha versus Marcio Barboza. Now, Mario Barboza was supposed to fight at UFC Seattle, honestly, against someone, but his opponent pulled out, I think, with a broken nose, so he didn't get to fight. And I'm going to go with Mauricio Barboza. I'm going to go with Mauricio Barboza. I think I've seen some of his things. He's got some fire. I think he's got some power in his punches, I think I've seen. I don't know, man. I'm going to go with Mauricio Barboza. Main card. Thiago Moises versus Gage Young. I'm going to go with Thiago Moises to win this one. And I will not be elaborating. Jasmine Jadutavicius versus Karine Silva. Jasmine got knocked out by Manon Fiora, while Karine Silva got lost to Macy Barber in her last one. But Manon Fiora's pretty good, man. I'll be honest, she's pretty good. She can't lose to the GOAT Shevchenko, though, but she's pretty good. And she beat my girl Erin Blanchfield, too. So she is pretty good. Now, let's stop glazing. Let's talk about this fight. Jasmine's going to win. I'm picking Jasmine to win by decision. I don't know if she's going to get a finish, so I'm going to go with Jasmine by decision. Let's go for the Canadians. Mandel Rat Garbage Nallo versus Jai Herbert. People forget, man. Jai Herbert had kick Ilia Topuria, man. How can you not pick Jai Herbert? I'm going to go with Mandel Nallo, man. Yeah, he had a good Contender Series win. And yeah, we're going to go off that, man. Rat Garbage is a fire nickname. And so we're going to go with Mandel Nallo to win this fight. And we saw Jai Herbert lose his last fight to Chris Padilla, I think. So, yeah, man. Bro don't got it. I'm going to go with Mandel Nallo. Co-main event, Kyler Phillips versus Charles Jourdain. Now, I look at Kyler Phillips and I go, how the heck did Kyler Phillips get into the rankings? I have no idea how he got into the rankings, man. I don't even know who he beat to get into the rankings. But when I see this guy fighting Rob Font, and Rob Font's a 5 times underdog, and I go, okay, dude. Rob Font, 5-time underdog. Kyler Phillips going to win this. And then Rob Font goes out there and beats him, and I go, what the piss? And then Kyler Phillips goes out and loses to Vinicius Oliveira after that. I'm just like, okay, bro. What the piss? Like, what, how were you ever here, man? So, after all that, Charles Jourdain at 135 is a different man. He's really good at 135. So, I'm going to go with Charles Jourdain to win this one. I wish they got his brother on this card, dude. That would have been sick if his brother debuted on this card with him. Because his brother's really good, too. Anyway, I'm going to go Charles Jourdain, man. Had good performances at 135 so far. Kyler Phillips, man, what the piss? Like, what is he? I don't know what he does. I generally don't know what he does after watching his last 2 fights. So, You're cooked, buddy. You're done. And Charles Jourdain, you're getting to the rankings, buddy. Let's go. Main event. Gilbert Dorino Burns versus proper Mike Malott. Hear me out, guys. Gilbert Burns is losing this fight. Straight up. Gilbert Burns is losing this fight. Would you like to know my reasoning into why Gilbert Burns is losing this fight? I'll talk about it for a quick second, but if I need to say more than this on why Gilbert Burns is losing... Oh, wait, not that. What the piss? If I have to say more on why Gilbert Burns is losing than just this right here, this should be enough into why Gilbert Burns is losing. If you don't know, now you know. The line has been drawn on Mike Malott, so he's going to win. But regardless of that, Gilbert Burns on a losing streak. Mike Malott, pretty decent overall. Beating Kevin Holland with some weird things in between there. Knocking out Charles Radke, that's a good win. And I think he beat Trevin Giles, something like that. But regardless, since his loss to Magny, which he was also winning that fight, but since then he's been doing well since, and Gilbert Burns might be the worst guy in the welterweight rankings and the easiest shot for Mike Malott to get ranked. So does Mike Malott beat other people in the top 15 there? I don't. If he was up against Daniel Rodriguez, man, I don't know. That'd be a closer fight. But Gilbert Burns is genuinely, I think, the worst in the rankings, and so this is a win for Mike Malott. I think this is a good win, good ranked win for him to get into the rankings high up there. But I don't know how far he's gonna get into the rankings. But we're gonna go with proper Mike Malott, man, fellow Canadian, obviously, and so I think I'm going with basically all the Canadians except Tanner Boser. Yeah, man, I'm going with all Canadians except for Tanner Boser. But if all Canadians win, that'd be kind of far. But anyways, recap, man. Gonna go with Jamie Siraj, Mark Vlogan, Jamie Lynn Horth, Melissa Croden, the GOAT, Gokhan Sarikam. We're going to go with Julian LeBlanc. This is such a toss-up because everyone's hating on Julian LeBlanc, saying he's trash. But Robert Valentine's pretty trash too. So maybe if I looked into it, I would know who's that Valentine's actually going to win, or, you know. But I'm going to go against everyone else and say LeBlanc wins. Mauricio Barboza, Thiago Moises, Jasmine Jadudavicius, Mandel Nallo, Charles Jourdain, and Mike Malott to top it off, man. Not the strongest card, but still a decent fight night. Some good scraps, and hopefully some good finishes, and everyone will be like, damn, this is a pretty good card, man. So, anyways, that's that. Burns vs. Malott going on tomorrow. This video is very, very late, but it is what it is, man. Like, comment, subscribe, do all that good stuff. And, what's next week again? Sterling Lazal. I'm doing a prediction video on that because the GOAT Sadiqus Dumas is on the card. And I'm going to glaze Sadiqus Dumas. So, pause. Anyways, we're going to do a prediction video next week as well. Anyways, even though it's just an Apex. See you guys in the next one. Deuces.